Okay, so what's been happening since I had the whole trailer, wheel, axle, blah, blah, blah going on? That, Rusty, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and very fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world famous Meatball Tom. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, yeah, today is the 20th of August, Tuesday. Yeah, this whole breakdown thing started Friday night. And then like I said in the last video, how I went in the shop and then they started to pull the axle apart on the trailer. We're like, nope, well, we're done, we're out of here, that's it. And so I was basically stuck the whole weekend and had to then on Monday start calling around, and I got a hold of City Trailer. They got really good reviews. Major trailer manufacturing places. As a matter of fact, they also maintain all of the Love's tankers and everything. So you figure they kind of know what they're doing. What do you think? So they of course were shorthanded, as everybody is anymore. As ever since the pandemic, it's all you over here. We're shorthanded, sir. But the guy came out about 1:30 in the afternoon, and he just went ahead and chained up my axle under the trailer so that I could drive it over to their place so they could get a better look at it, see what the whole situation was. Well, long story short, heard the two words, of course, you don't want to hear in this situation, which is axle surgeon. I've been doing this long enough to know when you hear that, that means big scratch money. And I mentioned in the last video that, there's other issues with this trailer. Tandems don't like to slide anymore. It's got side rail damage, which is the aluminum rail at the bottom going down each side. When they put on the extra cross members underneath this trailer back at Deluxe Trailer Sales years ago, I think they didn't do it correctly. So over the years, they've started to corrode and crack, and that's really expensive to repair. Got an estimate from a shop in Wisconsin for 20 grand to do that. And it's like, it's not worth it for that. So I asked just here for shits and giggles, shiggles as I call it, what would you guys charge to do that part? And they said, about $14,000. So because those side rails are bad, I just am not able to justify spending a lot of money on repairing this trailer, because it needs other major repairs, or I just simply need to replace it. And I talked about all that in the last video. And so the estimate they came up with for just doing the wheel and the hub and all that and the axle and getting all that back together was about $3,600. Well, I just can't see throwing $3,600 at a trailer that I wasn't planning to keep much longer and was going to replace. And I've probably been lucky that nobody's giving me any crap about the side rails as it is right now. I was just trying to limp it along a little bit longer till maybe we could build up some money again. And of course, then now all this has killed all that, of course. So basically, my current trailer is done. It's over. No way to fix it. I mean, well, yeah, there is. If you have giant wads of cash that you want to throw at an 8-year-old trailer. But for the amount of money, if I spent even the 14 plus the 36, well now, we're 17, we're at almost $18,000 to fix a trailer that's 8 years old. Within another year or so, I'm not even going to be able to get loaded at some places because that whole 10-year rule that so many of these shippers have. So it just didn't make sense to do that. So, and of course it wasn't until late afternoon I got all this information yesterday, Monday. So today I was scrambling. I'm like, okay, well then task number one is I got to find a rental trailer to go ahead and get this load off of my back. A lot of the major rental companies that rent trailers like Extra, Lease, won't deal with this because it's just Elliot and I. And L on Wheels is based out of his home, and they require a business district type address, not a home address. So they won't work with this. A lot of them wouldn't work with us. So pretty much it came down to Penske and Ryder. Ryder was more expensive. I got a hold of Penske this morning, and they would rent to us. We had to, jump through hoops like, crazy. Felt like I was in a freaking circus for everything we had to do to make this happen. It was all morning and into the early afternoon before we got all this finalized, because that was my first goal. I need to get this load off my back. So, was eventually able to rent a trailer from Penske. It's a brand new 2025 Wabash that I was able to pick up. Here's some pics. Of course, I took all the pics ahead of time to make sure, if they try to claim any damage, cover your butt, baby. CYB. CYB, pretty young thing. No. And in the process, too, trying to find somebody who would cross-dock. Yesterday, they told me at City Trailer that they got a guy. Everybody has a guy, right? But we got a guy we use. And they talked to that guy, and that guy was going to charge me $900 to cross-dock. I thought that was a little outrageous. So I kept calling around at other places and finally found Krishna, Hare Krishna, I don't know. Anyway, just next door pretty much to the TA where I've been staying at the last day or so. And they were willing to do it for $665. Well, that's, $245 savings. Yeah, you guys can do it. So, got some video of when I was there. Alright, so yeah, after spending all day on the phone and everything, trying to get everything figured out, we are getting cross-docked. I did get the trailer, the rental trailer. Had to bring it over here to this place just close to the TA where I was staying last night, actually. Then I had to go pick up my trailer, bring it over here, and they've got a guy with a pallet jack on that one, bringing the stuff to the end. They're forklifting it off. And I have the newer trailer, the rental trailer, backed up to a ramp. It's a brand new trailer. Only has a little over 1,000 miles on it. That they're loading it with. It's just taking a little time. And I've contacted the broker. We're trying to get another appointment. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow, I can head down to Texas and get all this unloaded. What do you think? All right, there they are, getting the stuff loaded from the other trailer onto the rental trailer. And you can see my other trailer over there. Look at this guy. He looks like an animatronic from Pirates of the Caribbean, just peeking around the corner. Gotta love it. Okay, so yeah, I was able to get that done. And it took a lot longer than I expected, but they were able to get it done this afternoon. So as they were starting to work on it, I called Shelly in Americo, who is the broker for this kitty litter load, and said, all right, look, I've got the trailer. They're cross-docking it now. Let's try and get an appointment. So I hadn't heard anything back from her, called her towards the end of the whole thing, and found out that they were trying for a 4:30 appointment tomorrow, Wednesday, in New Braunfels, Texas. But they weren't able to confirm it on, the whole, because you got to do everything electronically now, can't talk to people, because it was past due delivery. So I said, all right, well, look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get up in the morning and aim for New Braunfels for a 4:30 appointment and be on time for that, and maybe they can work me in, or maybe as I'm driving along, they'll get the real confirmation that, yes, we can deliver at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. Worst case, there is a TA right across the road of I-35 from New Braunfels, the distribution center for Walmart. So in case they can't take me tomorrow afternoon, hopefully we can get one scheduled for Thursday morning, something like that. And then maybe I can pick up a load, because of course I have to bring this trailer, this Wabash, back to Penske here in Oklahoma City. Elliot brought up a good point. He said, well, maybe you, because it's like $42 a day plus 6 cents a mile. Okay, so not terrible, but you certainly don't want to have to, if you held on to that for a whole month, we're talking well over like, $1,400 or something, or 15, or who knows, a lot. So he said, well, maybe you get another load going somewhere else so that, then I can get a load coming back to Oklahoma City for Monday and then drop off that trailer and then move on from there, which might be what we do. All kind of depends on how the delivery thing goes, or, Okay, so yeah, I'll be lucky to make any money tomorrow's payday, but I don't know if I'm going to make anything or not, because of course I only had one load on the week, which was the cereal load. And then I picked up the kitty litter, and then what's happened with that. And now I've had to spend a lot of money. I had to spend damn near $900 on that drive tire. Had to spend $665 on the cross-docking, and now I'm having to rent this trailer to do the kitty litter and get that finally delivered. And that's assuming they pay me the whole amount. We might get fined for being late. So I kind of like Elliot's idea of maybe picking up another couple of loads, maybe to try to actually earn some money. So maybe next week I might make a little something as opposed to nothing again. But like I say, the long story overall, my current trailer is done. It's done. I'm not spending $3,600 on it to still have major issues. And it's, 8 years old. So it's time to move on. The price of trailers has come down. Now, right after the pandemic, boy, they shot through the roof. I mean, they tripled or more in price because there was such a limited amount of them out there. Well, now there's quite a few again, and more smaller trucking companies keep going out of business. So there's kind of a glut. So that's good for somebody like me who now needs to upgrade. I did have my wife take my father's Rolex to a jeweler today in Cheyenne, and we might be able to get $6,000 out of that. Problem is, we're cash poor. We have no money. I would still like to sell my Coronado. Haven't had any real solid offers on that yet. If you're curious into buying that, it does need at least a head gasket. We know that because that's what's spewing out all the oil. It may or may not need an entire engine rebuild. It's kind of due for one sometime soon, but I've really taken good care of that truck. If you did just the head gasket, it might run you for a little while. And it's a truck that's still in demand because it is ELD exempt. So clutchtrucker@gmail.com. Send me an email if you're seriously interested in buying that truck, because I need cash. Now I got to buy another trailer. And when I'm having to sell my father's namesake watch, that's kind of how desperate I am. But I need to keep earning money for the family. I have to keep working. So this is kind of what it's come down to. And I titled the last video On the Verge of Quitting, but reality is I can't, because I just switched trucks and took on another payment. So that was a 3.5-year loan. I've had this truck about 3 months now, a little bit more than that. So I've still got a little over 3 years to pay on this thing. So reality is I can't quit. I have to keep going, which means now I have to buy another trailer. Somehow, there is a kind of a glut of trailers in Henderson, Colorado. They're older ones, and that really doesn't help the whole 10-year rule thing with a lot of the shippers, but I may have to do something like that. I don't know. That I'm pushing aside right now. My main goal right now, I got to get this load off my back, get it down to Texas, maybe pick up a couple other loads, and figure out what the hell I'm going to do with the old trailer. The place that was repairing it, they sell trailers too. They didn't have anything that would work for me. They just had a 2015 Wabash that they wanted $11,500 for. It was an old Werner trailer, a spring ride, which I don't tend to like. Plus, now that's a year older than the one I had. So now it gives me even less time for any shippers that might say it has to be 10 years or newer. So, it depends on how much money I can come up with. Gonna sell my dad's watch. That's a given. It's sentimental and all that, but the truth is, honestly, I would never wear it because I'm a truck driver. I'd be afraid of killing it. So, unfortunately, got to do that. And we're going to see what else we can do. I'm talking to the bank, blah, blah, blah. But at least, because I can't buy something like tomorrow anyway. That's going to take time to put that together. So, for right now, going to run this rental one for at least a few days. Then maybe try to get back to Colorado once I've already started working on the finance stuff to see what I can find. There is a trailer that might work for me in the Denver area for close to $21,000. But that's all speculative at this point because, like I say, I spent all day just trying to make sure I could get a trailer, get it cross-docked, go deliver, and that's where I'm at. So there's the update. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, I'll get into more detail and everything as we go along, but just wanted to do a quick update for everybody, and I thank everybody for all your support. I did kind of breeze through some of the comments. I didn't have a chance really to respond to any yet because I've been a little busy trying to handle all this situation. What do you think? So, but again, thanks everybody for watching and the support and all that. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. Share. Blah, blah, blah. Thumbs up. And again, get your comments as soon as I can. It's been a while, and I'm sorry, but I will eventually catch up to that. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. We're fixing to pop here, honey. Well, you just mind his little, fontanelle. we're fixing to pop here, honey. You're a spaz. You're just such a spaz over the bacon strips. I know. I'm getting them. Chill out. Okay, you ready? All right, here you go. There you go. You're acting like a puppy when it comes to the bacon strips, buddy. Everything else, not as much, but when it's bacon strip time, you're all over it. All right, you done with that first one? Well, almost. I see crumbs down there. Yep. All right. Got another one for you. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, happy dog. Whoops. All over it. Like white on rice. Like hair on a gorilla. It's Rusty enjoying his bacon strip bounty. Yep, there you go. See some more crumbs on the floor, buddy. Yeah, make sure you get them all. See, I can see one right there. Yeah, there you go. All right.